Well, hello everyone, and I'm in some different surroundings today for a different kind of Beatles Finds video. So people have been asking me, when are you going to make your next Beatles Finds video? And depends when I get enough stuff. And I've had some stuff building up, and some of it I've forgotten to show in past videos. So let's go for it amidst new surroundings. I'm going to start by this package that I got. It's VCLT. People who still don't know what VCLT stands for, that's Vinyl Community Love Train, when people send gifts. This is something that was at my record store. A lot of people send gifts to my record store, and I'm sorry to the person who sent me this. His name is Wes. Wes is occasional commenter here on the videos. He was nice enough to send me a gift. My apologies that it took a month for them to give me this. This came, I think, in late December. This arrived, and I didn't get it till the beginning of February, I think, something like that. So anyway, let's go to it. I'm very excited about this. I'll tell you why in a second. He had a nice handwritten letter in here also, which was very nice of him to include, explaining the contents. Now, the first thing in here, and there's no particular order, they're all CDs, burned homemade CDs. First thing here, the 1964, it says U.S. Singles Collection in mono. And that was nice of him. There's a couple of versions. That's 1964. This is 65 to 66. U.S. Singles Collection mono and stereo now, 67 to 70. And that's the first thing included in the package. Now we have 4 live performances of the Paul McCartney album Ram. I think it's 4, am I right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was reading it wrong. It's not 4, it's A live. See, I was looking at number 4. Look, that was number 4, but it's really A. A live performance of Ram, a tribute to Paul McCartney on the 70th birthday. And get a load of this, the brand new Wings Over Europe, you know, the special disc that's only available in that absurdly priced, I'm sorry, you know, mega box set from Paul. Well, Wes was nice enough to get me a copy of that, so I really appreciate that. The bonus disc contents, Wings Over Europe, from Wings 1971-73 box. Thank you. And here's what the rest of these discs are, which is going to be pretty interesting, I think. The Beatles A to Z. Wes did something which I used to do as a Beatle fan when I was a lot younger. I used to try to make the ultimate A to Z music collection using all the Beatles tracks, but I'd even go in there and use solo tracks too, and bootleg tracks, and try to get the ultimate collection. Well, that's what Wes did here. And I'll show you just one of these, for example. Beatles A to Z. This is disc 2, this is disc 3. There are, I think, 14 discs in here, but he also includes solo hits up to 1991, I believe, or solo tracks here and there. There's BBC tracks on here, the Beatles standard catalog. And the reason I know this is because I started playing this in my car today. Disc 1 is not here. Why? Because it's down in my car. You see, every once in a while on a Sunday, I drive up here with my girlfriend, and it's about a 45-minute drive up here, then a 45-minute drive back. So that's about 90 minutes in the car, of which I can play these. And I started playing the first disc with the A's, okay? And there was also added stuff like Ain't She Sweet, Ain't Nothing Shaking But the Leaves on the Trees, and also solo stuff like George Harrison all those years ago. So we got a good mix in addition to the usual Across the Universe and you know, the typical Beatles songs. So thank you, Wes, so much for that. This is something that I've always been into, the A to Z stuff, and especially when it includes more offbeat stuff, not just the catalog, but also other things. So I'm very happy to have that. Uh, and Wes says in his letter he wants to maybe send some of these things to some other people out there, but he has to get their addresses. So that's the only thing. Unfortunately, I can't help him with that. I hear noises, I'm sorry. Look, I look around. You never know who's going to walk in here. Okay, next up, I have the Beatles Capitol Albums Volume 1 and the Beatles Capitol Albums Volume 2 in the original packaging and the shrink wrap. And of course, I'd already had these, but these were very cheap, very affordable. And I thought, how cool to have these the way they were presented. And look at these hefty price tags originally from Best Buy. $58.99 on this one. All right, and this one, $59.99. All right, so I'm very excited to have these. I'm going to leave these as a couple of nice pieces for the collection. The rest of what I'm going to show here is vinyl, and I'm going to go through them best I can. Got to put my hand over the price tag. This is Beatles Anthology Volume 1, and please excuse the background noise. There's other classrooms here. It's a long story. I had these three before, but I had to sell them, and I wanted to get them back. What I like about making videos here in this room is not much glare here. When I make these videos at home, I get a lot of glare, and not so here. All right, so now, one of these, I forget which is US. This one here is, come on. Oh, there it is, printed in the UK. So this is a UK edition, this Beatles Anthology 1. I had a little bit of a dilemma whether I should get all of these, and I'll show you why in a moment. Here's Beatles Anthology Volume 2. This one is printed in the USA. And it's the only one of the three I'm going to show that's printed in the US. And that's why I was wondering if I should get all of them here in, different, some US, some UK, or do I want to get them all either or, When you collect, it becomes a little difficult. I should mention that the people who had this before me, they saved the shrink that has the hype sticker on there, contains the single real love and so on, which I'm very grateful for that, because I like to have the hype stickers and stuff. So that has it. Okay. Yeah, and then after showing the US one, some people hate that sound. I know. This one is still sealed, but you know what? Since it's sealed, I won't bother taking it out. See, I could have spared you that sound. Okay, this is sealed, Anthology 3. And this one has the hype sticker still on it, obviously. And this one is also, I believe, this is the USA. I got it backwards. Okay, I should know my facts before I start. The bottom line is 2 of these are from the USA. 1 of them is from the UK. And when I was going to purchase these, I said, do I want to have it like that? Does it matter if one of them is from the UK into a US or vice versa? Or is it good to have them all uniform, one or the other? I decided, what the hell, I'll go for them. At least I have all 3. So that's my decision. Okay, next up, this is an interview album. It's called Around the World. And there was a label that came out here. And this is what the label looks like, it's a fun label with the Beatles cartoon images on it. And these are psychedelic records with a C, psychedelic. And they came out with a whole bunch of albums. Here's like 2 of them there, West Coast Invasion and East Coast Invasion, you see. And they're all interview albums, but really interesting stuff. If you're a Beatles completist, if you're a person who likes to have everything, these are really good. The photos are nice in the back. And I had every one in this series. I don't know how many are in this series. I want to say 7 or 8, maybe something like that, maybe more. But I had decided that I needed this last one. I think it's the only one I'm missing. So now it's now complete, the collection. Now, next up, which I don't think I was going to take this out. Should I take it out? I'll take it out. Yeah. You have to hear the noise anyway, see? The Flag series of Japanese Beatle albums. Now, it may surprise people to know that this is the only one at the moment that I have. When I was so much younger than today, when I was a teenager, I used to buy these, and they had a store called TSS, which stood for Times Square Stores. And I would go into Times Square stores, and like 15, 16 years old, and if I had some money, I would buy these. And that was in my old collection that I sold off a long time ago, regretfully, in some ways. But now I've decided that I am going to collect the Flag series. You know, again, and this was so cheap. This was like, you know, like $25 for this or something. Okay, these are usually pretty steep. They could be $50 and up, $100. Some of these. I remember back in the day, I liked these especially because, I mean, the Japanese vinyl just sounded so good, you know, and compared to what we had at the time. So it was always good to get imports. Didn't matter, you know, German imports, British imports, but particularly the Japanese sound at the time I thought was really good. They all came with these inserts here, and they have, you know, the Japanese lyrics. It doesn't really match that picture, but that's okay. It's fun anyway. And yeah, I've decided that I'm going to collect all of these if I could find them reasonably priced. Now, as a lot of you diehard collectors know, there are a lot of series of Japanese Beatle albums out. Now, this is the one from the 70s. I want to say 1977, 76, the mid to late 70s. But there were other ones. There's a series from the early 80s and maybe 2 or 3 series. I'm not interested in all of them. I just want this particular series here with the Obi, that particular Obi. That's the one I want. This is the last item I have to show here. It's a really near mint condition copy, I think, of the Beatles' greatest. This is one of the best Beatle albums of all time, in my opinion, of any particular country, because there's so many good tracks on here. This is so good making these videos in here without too much glare if I get it home. So, I've had many copies of this before, but not this clean, and I've never seen one with the inner sleeve here, and there's other Odeon. You can see the Odeon logo in the corner. The Odeon emblem. Oh, the record would be nice if I showed you the record, but see, at first, I got excited at first thinking that this was really original. First of all, let me say the condition on this is pretty damn minty. A lot of people hate that word. Minty, minty, minty. That's the way it is. Looks almost unplayed. There's no spindle there. The hole in the middle looks like it hasn't been even played hardly. You know, there's no scuffs or scratches on it. So I was happy to pick this up, but then my friend Marv, who has a channel and goes by the name of Beatles Vinyl 85, he told me that this is not a first copy, because you have to go by this number here, SMO73, etc., on the top there. If it says SMO83, that's a first variation. This is a second variation, but I always know that the white label is a good thing to have rather than the blue label, because the white label with the gold and everything, that denotes a more early copy. So that's it for this Beatles Finds. Thanks everybody for watching, and talk to you all pretty soon.